Emma had always been a fan of Halloween. Each year she spent weeks planning her costume, wanting to stand out from the rest. But this year was different. She was busy with school, and Halloween had snuck up on her. With only a few days left before the big night, she still hadn't chosen her costume. On a crisp fall afternoon, Emma found herself wandering through a small, dusty thrift store on the edge of town. It was the kind of place people rarely visited, dim lighting, shelves cluttered with strange, forgotten items. As she combed through racks of old clothes, something caught her eye in the back corner of the store, an ancient, cracked wooden box that sat on a high shelf. Inside was a mask. It wasn't your typical Halloween mask, no fake blood or plastic fangs. This mask was made of a dark, rough material, its surface smooth but unnervingly lifelike. The eyes were hollow and deep, and its mouth curled into an unsettling smirk. For reasons Emma couldn't explain, she felt drawn to it. She lifted the mask from the box, inspecting it closely. A faint whisper brushed her ear, but she was alone. Dismissing the sound, she decided this was the perfect find, unique, mysterious, and sure to get people talking. She purchased it from the store owner, who gave her a strange, lingering look but said nothing. That night, as she sat in her room, she slipped the mask over her face, testing it out. The mask fit snugly, molding perfectly to her skin, as if it were made for her. She stared at herself in the mirror, and for a moment, it felt like her reflection wasn't entirely her own. Then, it started. At first it was faint whispers just on the edge of her hearing. Emma shook her head, thinking she was imagining things. But the whispers grew louder. They weren't just in her ears, they were inside her mind. "Do it," the voice said, low and insistent. "Do what?" she muttered, pulling at the mask to take it off. But it wouldn't budge. Panic began to bubble up inside her as she tugged harder. The mask clung to her skin, tighter and tighter, almost as if it were becoming a part of her. The whispers grew more urgent. "Do it! Do it now!" Emma stumbled back, knocking over a lamp as she struggled to remove the mask. Her fingers clawed at the edges, but it was no use. It felt like the mask had fused to her face. Her heart raced as the voice in her head shifted from whispers to commands, directing her actions in a voice that wasn't her own. It told her to do things, terrible things. Over the next few days, Emma's behavior changed. She became distant, withdrawn, and erratic. Friends and family noticed her blank, expressionless face, except when she was alone, when the mask would smirk in the mirror, reflecting emotions she no longer controlled. At night, the whispers would come back louder than ever, telling her to hurt those around her, to break things, to set fires. She fought back, desperate to regain control, but each time she resisted, the mask tightened its grip. Her body would move on its own, acting out the mask's dark desires. Emma realized she wasn't just wearing the mask anymore, it was wearing her. Desperation pushed her to research its origin. She discovered a chilling history. The mask had belonged to a cult centuries ago, used in rituals to possess the wearer and force them into acts of unspeakable evil. The mask had been passed down through generations, claiming victim after victim. Every time someone tried to destroy it, it would resurface, waiting for the next unsuspecting soul to put it on. As Halloween approached, Emma knew she didn't have much time. The mask was taking over, and soon there would be nothing left of her. She frantically searched for a way to break the curse, but the more she fought it, the stronger the mask's control became. On Halloween night, Emma's body moved of its own accord. The mask had fully taken over, her consciousness now a prisoner in her own mind. As the night unfolded, the mask directed her toward the final ritual to seal the possession for eternity. A sacrifice. With shaking hands, Emma grasped a knife, ready to strike. But in a moment of sheer willpower, she broke through the mask's hold for a split second, enough to turn the blade on herself. She knew it was the only way to stop the mask's evil once and for all. As the blade pierced her skin, the mask let out an unearthly scream, its voice no longer inside her head but echoing through the room. The mask loosened its grip, falling from her face and shattering into 1,000 pieces. Emma collapsed, gasping for breath, but alive. She was free. But as she looked down at the shattered remains of the mask, a chill ran down her spine. Among the broken pieces, one fragment remained intact, its smirking mouth still curved in that unsettling, all-knowing grin. That was the chilling story of the Whispering Mask. Remember, Not every accessory you find this Halloween is just for fun. Some things are better left untouched. If you enjoyed tonight's scare, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss another unsettling tale from Chills Beyond Midnight. Stay safe, stay cautious, and until next time, sleep with one eye open.